I officially live in a different apartment. It was a crazy day. I'll quickly show you. The room is a wreck, but don't even look at the living room. It looks like a bomb went off, but there's just boxes everywhere, and slowly we will begin to turn this into a place to live. It's now 2 a.m. I fully intended to sit down and just do the 15 minutes that was required to do on the day, but I really want to get better at making bases, so I took some time to tinker and make some stuff better. Here's what our breakdown here, what kind of our drops sounded like yesterday. Now, here's what it sounds like today. Now, some of you might be just running straight to the comments to say, I liked yesterday's better. And you know what? Fair play. I'm not going to say that this is like necessarily a direct step up. This feels like kind of a lateral move in some ways, but there's a couple things that I think are better. This sound we had yesterday is what was A, a little obnoxious, and B, so boring. It just kind of like sat there. So our sounds were like wow, do 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 cha cha do 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 da da do 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 do, and like everything was like really on the downbeats, you know. And so this one is just a little bit more interesting. This, it's not still on downbeats, but because of the difference in note length with da 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 da, you kind of get this like lilting rhythm to it. So it's nice to have some variation in there, and might as well just walk through what that one is here real fast. It's this sound sludge crank, which is just a great name for really anything. Name your dog that. It has a little bit of PWM on it, but I don't think it's actually doing anything really. There's this guitar smack noise sound that I'm adjusting the pitch of as it goes on here. But more specifically this filter here. If I turn off the filters, you can kind of hear here. It's rising up there, it feels nice and good. And then we got this filter, just this comb filter that we are automating with this envelope here, and it's just rising. And then in the effects, we have some chorus, we have some equalizer taking out just a resonant frequency. We have this filter, which I've been debating on. I don't know, I wanted a filter that was kind of emphasizing a different pattern. At first, I was trying to make that do-do-da-da-da-da rhythm with a filter where it would kind of like go wah-ooh-ooh-wah-ooh-ooh. But then I realized like note length was actually probably the right choice there. This filter just, in its current iteration, just adds those resonances. I think it works without it. And then a compressor, a fairly simple sound. But then we have a second version of it down here where we just kind of flip everything around. So it now goes going down there, and it does kind of have that little bit crush happen at the end of it because of the shaper box we have on the bus. So actually I'm going to turn off this filter here. Actually, I don't mind on the downwards here because it adds something nice there for that shaper box to crush. So that sound's happening, and then in these guys here, that just does sound way better than it sounded yesterday. There's a few things I changed in it. I brought up the top end. I kind of like put an EQ on it and just raise the top to just make it a little bit brighter. And then we let the tails ring out instead of having the tails chop off, which was making it really dry. If I just kind of just do this, it's like, even that was better than what we had yesterday. What we had yesterday was this, right? Which just, there's just no reverb on that, and it sounds bad. So let's just let this ring out. And then most importantly, we made 3 different bounces of it with different higher frequencies. It's this guy here, which is just kind of two waves, and we're getting pretty distorted and getting some fun filters. I also changed the filter type on this to an all pass, so that helped open up the top end as well. But we have this shape coming in after the beginning, and so I just adjusted the semitone of it. This one is 3 octaves higher than this one, so our fundamental is staying the same, but the frequency that comes in over the top changes. So we start with the octave, then a fifth, then go back to the octave, then go to the third. So the first one is this, and then the second one is this, down down to the fifth, back up to the octave, and then that third, which is really, really pretty. So between that and these guys bouncing around, and going down, and going back up, and then the third. Just some good variation built in there. And then what was kind of fun was because we built this little chunga sound by bouncing this whole thing and then chopping it up and put it on its own channel. I was able to just like leave that unmuted because I really like that sound. So now there's some good rhythmic variation in here, you know. I think we're getting closer to something that actually feels good and kind of like, oh, that gives you the stank face, you know. So that's all we did today. Thanks so much for watching. Excited to get moved in more tomorrow and get some internet setting up here so I can upload some videos. I gotta go to Starbucks tomorrow to upload. That'll be a lot of fun. See you guys then. Bye bye.